You strive to be a trustworthy leader. Your team might even tell you that you are. But what if there are subtle blind spots in your leadership silently eroding that trust? What if the confidence you believe you have is a lot more fragile than you realize? For over 20 years, I've coached thoughtful, high-achieving leaders just like you, people who care deeply, lead well, and still have areas where trust can slip. And I've seen how small cracks in trust can grow into big problems if they're left unchecked. Today, we're putting it to the test with a quick quiz based on Ken Blanchard's ABCD trust model: able, believable, connected, dependable. By the end, you'll know exactly where you stand and how to strengthen the trust your leadership depends on. How do you measure something as complex as trust? The ABCD trust model breaks it into 4 clear, actionable pillars. For each pillar, I'll ask you a few tough questions. Be honest with yourself and think about what you do consistently. This isn't about passing or failing. It's about creating a roadmap to become an even stronger, more trusted leader. Ready? Let's begin. A. Are you able? Competence is the foundation. Trust isn't just about being likable, it's about your team believing you can lead them to success. So here are your questions. Remember, brutal honesty is key. 1. When a complex problem hits your desk, is your first instinct to jump on a solution? Or do you take a beat, gather the data, analyze the situation, and then make an informed call? 2. Think about the last time you were wrong about something important. Did you openly admit your mistake and turn it into a teachable moment for the team? Acknowledging your limits isn't weakness. It's a sign of a truly competent leader who has the humility to learn. 3. Are you actively staying on top of industry trends and investing in your own growth? Your team needs to see you're just as committed to your own development as you are to theirs. If you hesitated on any of these, this is your first area to focus on. Being able means proving your expertise, not through ego, but through results and a commitment to learning. A practical step: after your next big project, ask your team directly, what could I have done to support you better? And what did we learn here that we can use next time? That sends a clear message that competence to you is about growing together. Next up, believable. This is the bedrock of trust. It's about integrity, honesty, and whether your actions line up with your words. If this pillar is shaky, the others don't stand a chance. Your team has to know that what they see is what they get. Here are your questions. 1. Do your actions actually match your words? If you give a big speech about work-life balance, but then send emails at 10 p.m. on a Saturday, that hypocrisy gets noticed. Even small contradictions can kill your credibility. 2. When you make a mistake, do you take full, no excuses ownership? Or do you find yourself subtly blaming outside factors or even other people? Research shows that vulnerability, admitting that you messed up, is a strength. It makes you more relatable and builds trust. 3. Do you keep confidences? When a team member comes to you with sensitive information, can they be 100% certain it stops with you? A single breach of confidence can destroy your team's faith in you for good. If these questions made you uncomfortable, that's a signal. Being believable means living your values in real time. If you know you can't keep a promise, don't hide and hope no one notices. Get in front of it. Explain why things have changed and work out a new plan together. It's rarely the broken promise that causes the damage. It's the silence afterwards. We're halfway there. Which feels more challenging for you, proving your competence or maintaining that rock-solid integrity? Share in the comments. Putting it out there is an act of vulnerability, and it helps all of us learn from each other. All right, let's get back to it. The third pillar of trust is being connected. Connection is about showing genuine care for the people you lead. Do your people feel like cogs in a machine, valued only for what they produce? Or do they feel valued and respected as human beings? Here are your questions. 1. In your one-on-ones, do you spend more time on project updates, or do you make space to ask about your team members' career goals, their struggles, and their well-being? A connected leader sees the person, not just the productivity. 2. How do you react when someone brings you bad news or a different opinion? Do you get defensive, or do you listen with genuine curiosity? Leaders who create psychological safety, the feeling it's safe to speak up without being punished, are the ones who build the most innovative teams. They choose curiosity over blame. 3. Do you actively celebrate the contributions of others? Do you make a point of recognizing both the big wins and the small daily efforts so that people feel their work actually matters? If you struggled here, you might be creating distance without even knowing it. Being connected isn't about being best friends with your team. It's about showing empathy and genuine concern. A simple but powerful action: start every meeting with a quick non-work check-in and practice intentional listening. When someone is talking, make it your only goal to understand them, not to plan your response. That small shift shows you truly value their perspective. And finally, dependable. This is where the rubber meets the road. Dependability is trust you can see. It's about reliability in the everyday moments. Your team needs to know they can count on you, not just sometimes, but all the time. Here are your questions. 1. Do you do what you say you will do? And I mean the small stuff. If you promise to look at a document by Friday, does it happen? If you say you'll follow up, do you? Your reputation for reliability is built on even the smallest commitments. 2. Are you responsive enough that you don't become the bottleneck? When your team needs a decision from you, can they rely on you to get back to them in a timely manner? 3. Are your moods steady enough that people know what to expect when they come to you? Or do they feel like they have to walk on eggshells, wondering which version of you showed up today? Emotional consistency creates a stable environment where people can focus on work, not on managing their boss. If these questions hit a nerve, don't sweat it. This is one of the most straightforward areas to improve because it's about systems and habits. Start by ending every meeting with a clear summary. Who owns what and by when? Use a simple task manager to track your own commitments. Don't trust your memory. Write it down, follow through, close the loop. Every promise you keep, no matter how small, is a deposit in the trust bank. So, how did you do? Let's recap the 4 pillars. Able. Do they believe you're good at your job? Believable. Do they believe you have integrity? Connected. Do they believe you care? Dependable. Do they believe you'll do what you say? Don't get hung up on a score. Think of this as a mirror. The questions that made you hesitate, the ones that felt a little uncomfortable, those are your growth opportunities. A weak spot in one area doesn't make you a bad leader. It makes you a human leader with a chance to get better. The truth about trust is that it's earned through vulnerability, by admitting you don't have all the answers. It's earned by showing up consistently, proving you care, and demonstrating every day that you're worthy of your team's confidence. If you've worked hard to build trust and create a place where people thrive, these 4 pillars are how you protect it. Lose trust, and you lose engagement, innovation, loyalty, and quite possibly trust in you as a leader. The good news? Trust is built in small daily choices you control through competence, integrity, connection, and consistency. The real question isn't just, am I a trustworthy leader? It's, am I doing everything I can to strengthen the trust my leadership depends on? If this quiz revealed a blind spot, don't ignore it, address it. The strongest leaders are the ones who protect and grow the trust they've been given. Subscribe for more ways to lead with trust and purpose. And check out my video on 7 steps to build a culture where people thrive. It's the perfect next step because at the end of the day, trust isn't a bonus. It's a promise you keep, one decision at a time. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.